Good morning, Tony Dattino, doing my live with Tony. I am the founder of the USA Memory Championship, and we're beginning to look at our plans for our 26th event, which, if you stop and think about it, we celebrated our 25th in 2024, and the years just go by, and as I get older, they seem to go by a little bit quicker. But in any case, I started on Monday with a brochure from the National Institute of Health, and these brochures come at you from the Office of Communications in Bethesda, Maryland. And this was one on emotional wellness, and I found the suggestions they make here just to be excellent, and so I wanted to cover some of them on the Live with Tony that I do because they impact our cognitive health. And what we've learned in 25 years of the USA Memory Championship, there are certainly things that we can do to improve our cognitive fitness. And they're within our controls, and they're within our ability to do it. It's just how do we get to that right mindset to where we can handle the challenges, the problems, the things that don't always go right for us. And as I say, get knocked down and dust off your backside and get back up and learn from it. And how do you build your wisdom? And I say, okay, so we go from getting information in, data. We get information all the time from news and books and people we talk with. How do we take that and convert it to some level of knowledge and or experience? And then as you get older, you say, God, I think I've seen this a few times before. And how do we convert that into wisdom so that you can find the best way to handle the challenges that are coming at you on a regular basis? So with that, I want to just talk about, people that are emotionally well have fewer negative emotions, and they bounce back from getting knocked down a little bit quicker. And we call that resilience. How do we cope and draw from resources with the people around us? How do we utilize the people that are around us, be it our friends, be it our professional folks that do this for a living, be it our family members? There's somebody out there that you can talk with somewhere at some point that probably has an unemotional listening, a pair of ears, listening to something you may be facing that you're feeling stressed about or you're feeling like knocked down about, that may be able to just give you an unemotional, different way of looking at it. And I know in my own self, there are times when I feel that my emotions just kind of close me down, and I say, okay, who can I talk to that can help me get past this lockdown? Because when we get into that emotional level of stress and we build up the anxiety with it, we just feel like, you know what, just stay down. And so how do we deal with those challenges and move on? So the suggestions they're making here in the wellness booklet basically starts with building resilience. You need to have healthy physical habits. And physical habits can start with what you eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the snacks in the middle. So what are the things that we're eating? And I keep reading about refined sugar, and it's almost like a toxin poison for you. So what are the foods we're eating? Fats that we eat? What are the different foods that bring fats that build up plaque into our cardiovascular systems? What are the things that sugar is doing as it impacts our thinking and our mental thoughts for the day? So what are we eating is one of the things we talk about. What about physical activity? Are we at least getting out and walking? The science reports just keep coming back at it, the massive benefits that we get just from walking. And you don't have to be a runner, a marathon racer, a muscle builder, just doing some basic walking. And then stretch bands. You go to a lot of the exercise stores today, and they've got stretch bands, so you don't need to have 5-pound, 20-pound dumbbells or weights and things. You get stretch bands, which just help then build your arms, and you can put them around your ankles or knees and thighs, and you can just stretch those muscles a bit and let them know that, hey, you're still working these things out. You're still dealing with things that can help you improve. So what are the things you're doing in terms of walking, in terms of your muscles, and then how do you maintain flexibility? And so I just get up and down from a chair, 10 times a day. and get up. And then the other one I do is I try to sit down, but don't sit, and then get back up and do that 10 times a day. It's amazing what these things, these little simple things that you can do, just getting up and down from a chair without holding on to the handles or the sides, can get to do for your thighs and for your butt muscles and even your stomach. It's just simple little things that you can do. And of course, regular sleep it certainly has a big difference. And how many of us, we've talked about this on my Live with Tony's, we struggle with our sleep habits. I did a session on that a few days ago, but what our sleep habits are and how we deal with some of the myths of sleeping, some of the challenges of sleeping, and how do we move forward when we're struggling to get a good night's rest. Next, so there's your healthy physical habits. Now, what about taking time for yourself each day? Do you get this moment of, you know what, I'm go. I get up in the morning and it's just go. I'm getting something to eat. I'm grabbing something on the run, jump in the car, go to the transportation center, and off I go. And I get to work, or I get to wherever I'm meeting people, maybe a community activity, and the next thing I know is I'm doing this, I get that done, I got to make this phone call, the cell phone rings, and the day is gone, and you didn't take 15 minutes to just sit and just pause for yourself. Just take some time. Maybe you want to read a newspaper, maybe your team won last night, you want to focus on the glory of a team winning. We got the Super Bowl coming up, and I'm not sure what your team is, but is your team in the Super Bowl? If they're not, is that okay? Can you enjoy the commercials that they have? And so taking time where you do something for yourself, and you just sometimes doing something for yourself. I'll sit on my back lanai here and just stare at the trees in the pond and look for gators swimming across the pond, or listen for the birds that are on the trees. But you're just in a meditative state where you're just looking at things from your own perspective and just giving yourself 15 minutes a day to just say, I'm just here with me, and that's good enough, and I can build some resilience from that. Now, we all have problems. We're all going to have some challenges in our lives. Can we look at those problems as growth opportunities? And I always remember listening to a tape of Norman Vincent Peale years ago, where he said, when you stop having problems, you're probably in the local cemetery. And so problems in our lives give us growth opportunities. Sometimes they can appear to be overwhelming. That's when you need to go out and get maybe somebody that's been through this journey before, and they have solutions on how they handled it. But looking at mistakes we make in life, or challenges and or problems we have in our lives, as opportunities for us to use this creative mind of ours and build some alternative ways of handling the challenges that we do face. And we all have them. I don't know that there's anybody that doesn't have challenges. And I've always said, as I've looked at the presidents of the United States, in my generation, it goes all the way back to John F. Kennedy, that looking at the different problems that the president of the United States is in, I'm like, why would anybody want that job? Why would anybody want to be a president where challenges are coming at you 24/7? And so can we look at challenges and problem areas as growth opportunities? And can we think and use our creative minds to come up with solutions for those? So we're looking at physical habits, we're taking some time for ourselves, and we're trying to just take a different perspective on the challenges that we face and come up with maybe creative solutions to them that we might give it a try and learn from it. How about next one? Practice gratitude. Taking time to just be thankful each day for something. And I know there are some people that feel that life is just so down, and they go to depression, and they just feel like, God, it's just so hard to get out of bed. But can we not find something, someone, a social connection of some sort, a community event we can go sit and just watch people? There are times when I feel in those down moments, I just go get into a park area, and sometimes a park that's empty, sometimes a park, just listening to the sounds of nature and things. If I can find a stream, I'm sitting by a running stream of water going over the rocks and listening to the different sounds and noises that it makes. And so finding something that you can feel grateful for, that it exists, that you can go lean on and you can go practice. And then Can you guide your life by things that have meaning to you? Is there something in your life that gives you some meaning? Maybe it's a friend that you can help out. Maybe it's a hobby or a skill that you developed in your early years. And maybe it's the children experience you had when you were a teenager or something. And you can go back and relate to those things and just explore that meaning and what that it did for you. And maybe go back and relive some of those by experiencing them again in a different light. And then I've always talked about this, the social connections that you can build. Surround yourself with positive, healthy people, or people that may have some ailments or illnesses, but you can help them, and you can give yourself to asking them for what you can do to support them. And it gives you a different purpose and a different reason for going on. So let me just build resilience and review what I've just talked about. You started with physical habits. Spent a bit more time on that because those are so important, our eating, our exercising, of what we do and how that connects to cognitive fitness. Take time for yourself each day, 15 minutes. You just need to make that a priority and do that. Look at problems from different angles and just say, I have problems in my growth opportunities and opportunities for change. And practice of gratitude. Find something that you're thankful for each and every day that keeps you going and makes you say, well, you know what, I can take a little thing and grow it into a bigger one. Find the things that guide you in life, things that give you meaning and give you some purpose of saying, my God, this is why I get up every day. And then tap into social connections. And I didn't spend a lot of time on those today because I've spent so many Live with Tonys on talking about the importance of social connection and not feeling isolated or lonely. So that's my Live with Tony. We're at the middle of the week, and I've got a busy day today. I'm off to the Memory Institute, and got a couple other things I'm planning to do this afternoon, so I wanted to get my Live with Tony done. So my Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays come by pretty quickly, so I will see you again on Friday.